Yo, what is good with y'all? It's your boy KAG, and today we got another one. This one we're actually going to be talking about a few topics that have actually came up recently. So we're going to go ahead and knock them out, and then at the end of this video, I'll tell y'all what's new and what's going on. So anyways, first up, we got Stardew Valley, who is supposed to be releasing their information today. So we're finally gonna get a release date for Stardew Valley on the Nintendo Switch. Granted, a lot of us already played it on other systems like PC or PS4, whatever, because that game is practically everywhere right now. But the Nintendo Switch is finally getting a release date, which is gonna be great because a lot of us, I think, feel like it should be kind of a portable game, something that you can play on the go. However, you know, other systems can't do that. But anyways, with that aside, we have this whole fiasco with the Super NES Classic. Now, I've been hearing a lot of people saying, oh, I can't get them, and a lot of people are saying, oh, it's so difficult to get. But honestly, let me be real with y'all, it was relatively easy to get. I mean, at least where I am, I found it pretty easy to get. So I mean, it is what it is, y'all. They're gonna be putting out a whole bunch of them. Like I said to somebody on Twitter, do not give in to these scalpers because, as Reggie already said, they're going to be going ahead and releasing a whole bunch of them throughout the year. And like I was saying earlier this year, like, okay, for example, if you look at the Nintendo store, right? The Nintendo store has been releasing them almost daily, like 150, 200 at a time at the Super Nintendo store. Not the Super Nintendo, the Nintendo store in New York. But they've been just releasing them back to back to back to back. Every day they tell y'all line up and y'all can come get them. Now, granted, you have to line up, but eventually, once the, you know, the hype dies down, then I'm sure they'll just keep them in stock in the store. But as for me around this area, like, our stores had like no less than like 40. Some of them had like 100, but majority of them, it was pretty high. I mean, I don't see why people were struggling to get it. Those people that really wanted to get it, I don't see why they're struggling to get it, because you could have went to Walmart at midnight. I mean, granted, yeah, some people work at night, but if you don't, you know, you could have picked it up at midnight, or if not, a ton of other stores had them early that morning, and I was actually able to walk into GameStop, a place that sells video games, where people would know that this is coming out. I was able to walk right in there and pick one up. I mean, granted, it was still like 5 to 10 minutes after 10 when they opened up that morning, but I still was able to just walk in. I didn't have to stay in line that whole night or anything like that. So, in my opinion, if you really wanted to get one, you probably could have got one. And granted, yes, a lot of people are saying, well, I had to work, whatever. You know, you had like 2-3 months to prepare for this, knowing that this thing was gonna get released on this exact date, you know? So, yeah, pre-orders were bad, but regardless, I think a lot of people could have still got them, regardless of what the scalpers were doing, because scalpers were at my store trying to get them, and some of them were successful, whatever, but I was still able to get mine within the time frame. Now, outside for that, let's move on. We got Nintendo with this online fiasco. I don't know what they're doing with FIFA and 2K18, but this is kind of beginning to be an issue where they are not actually having the games up there to have online. Now, if you're gonna put the game on the Switch, you might as well put online in it. And Nintendo, they should have made sure it had online play. Granted, you know, they're trying to push the system as a local multiplayer system, but nobody wants to just play locally. A lot of people want to play online. That is, you would say, the future, but no, that is current. That is what people do. People play their games online with their friends. They don't just play them, you know, right next here. Because, for example, a lot of our family members, my brother doesn't live here. I can't play with him locally. if we were gonna play, we'd play online. He's at his house, I'm at my house, we can play like that. You know, a lot of people, I have friends online that I would play with online. I mean, it doesn't make sense for FIFA or EA, or should I say 2K, to not have online play. I mean, really. And you can't entirely push it on Nintendo, but you know, these companies right here that's supposed to be putting out these great games for the system, they should make sure that it has those features, because there's nothing hindering it. Granted, Nintendo's online infrastructure is pretty bad, and that may be why they figured, oh, we can get away with not putting it on here. You know, they might have thought that, like, oh, they ain't gonna notice. Let's just go ahead and give them their local multiplayer and see how it does. And then maybe if they do well over there, then maybe for the next future games, we'll put some online play up there. But that's pretty dumb. I just think in the long scheme of things, I think Nintendo really needs to straighten out their online infrastructure. That way, it's a lot easier for these people to make these games, to do online play. Granted, indies are doing them, so I mean, there's really no excuse in it. But I feel like if Nintendo cared more about their online infrastructure, which people are saying, yes, we're getting a paid version in 2018, but who cares? The system is out now. Nobody cares that it's getting, you know, future online support. I mean, Splatoon runs great and all, but I mean, let's be real, the online infrastructure needs a whole lot of work. But anyways, those are the topics for today that I want to cover with y'all. As far as this morning, I may do one later this evening, but I did want to officially say that I am back with doing videos on this channel as well as the other channel. So if y'all want to check out either one of them, make sure you subscribe to both. But anyways, I'm out of here. Peace.